I'm your host, Benny. You can find me on Instagram at Benny_Margilla, along with my co-host.
G, you can find me on Instagram at Way to Go Smiles.
And we are Quotes by Many Podcasts. Welcome. I hope everybody having a great day today. We got a very, very special guest. I know you probably seen this brand all around. Love D.C. Go-Go, Mon2. We appreciate you for coming today.
Hey. Y'all was rocking on that intro. I wanted to jump in and say my part. It's all good.
You
Gotta
definitely
be here.
could, man. We need you on here.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you. We want you to know in this podcast that everybody passes away, but in here you live forever. So the words you speak is going to live forever. People going to be able to play this for years on and get to know who you are as a person. So we really, really do appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor to be here today.
Thank you. So we want to start it off with, what's your favorite quote?
That's a good one. I got one on my phone. I don't want to pull it up because I was ready for this interview. But that's a good one. Let me pull that down up. Cause I want to make sure I don't. Cause I can throw a quote out there, but
We want this to be mean. We talking about off camera. We want everything to be meaningful.
everything to be meaningful.
Yeah, we want something meaning. We want to give our subscribers that knowledge that they need to carry out their day.
Right. Hold on one second. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, here we go.
But that's what we do here with quotes. We trying to give out as much knowledge, try to inspire people to continue to grow.
Yeah, so the one I got for this one is so focused on the future that we forgot today was what we prayed for years ago.
Ooh, I like that one.
Right. So, and that's kind of like what we was talking about when you was mentioning that you see a lot of people wearing the shirts, and you ask me, do I see them? And I don't, because I'm so busy doing what I got to do today.
Right.
That whatever somebody's wearing, I mean, I'm kind of separated from, but I got to make sure they got stuff to wear tomorrow.
Facts. So how do you stay on top of your designs? Where the inspiration come from?
So the inspiration pretty much, it's two different waves I got. I got the Love D.C. Go-Go wave, and then I got campaign, and then I got the MitchCraft campaign, which is more of a wave. So MitchCraft is more so going to be DC based, DC related, me related, related to the area that's around me. Love DC Go-Go is more so a deep, further down the rabbit hole of that, focus in the go-go area. How do I? Why do I? It just depends. It's like perspective. I want people to see this thing that we're creating in a lot of different ways. So I got to show it to you in a lot of different ways. So it's kind of trying to further expand on, let's just say go-go in this case. Everybody knows that it's a music, it's a sound, but I'm pushing it as a lifestyle.
I like that.
Just as if Polo is a lifestyle brand. People who aren't interested in playing games on horses in the middle of a field, but that's a strong lifestyle brand beyond the definition of what the game means. So that's my goal, to stretch go-go into more of a culture as opposed to just being limited to a genre of music that you might or might not be interested in.
And that's what we want to do with quotes. We want to expand quotes just from not just words, but we want to make it more artsy.
Yes.
We want you to catch your eye. We want you to be inspired. We want you to be able to give understanding of what you see.
Right.
So why go-go though? There's so many different niches in DC that's just strictly to DC, but why go-go? You choose go-go.
Okay, because while I was in my studies pre-2006, I took a class where I had to study hip hop as a culture. In that class, we realized that hip hop is, what is it? Breakdance. It was dancing. It's MCing. It's DJing. It's graffiti. So it's kind of like three or four things. But when you look at the start of hip hop and the records that were used, some of those records were by go-go artists. So if hip hop gets worldwide respect and esteem for being a genre beyond music, you can have a hip hop outfit and go to a classical music event,
Right.
but your outfit is hip hop.
Right.
I feel like being that we started this thing a little bit earlier, and I mean, we might not, DC might not be as important to the world as maybe New York, but it's right there. So because life is about perspective and working on it, I feel like that's something that we can work on, and that's what I'm trying to work on. Pushing go-go as a culture. I would love for it to be DC drill, but that ain't what I know. I don't know if DC drill is sustainable, but I know go-go's been here my whole life.
Facts.
Go make you feel good. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take wedding reception and barbecue music any day, because it's gonna be around. Not saying that that's all.
Classics.
Yes, not saying that that's all go-go is, but I feel like a person can like hip hop and don't like breakdancing or graffiti, and they still like hip hop.
Right.
So you might not like them. You might not go to the go-go, but the culture that's represented in this area, the dominant culture, is pretty much go-go.
Definitely.
And whether it's the food, which would be like mumbo sauce, the dance. We got two steps. We beat our feet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Our art, the graffiti in this case, everybody make clothes.
Definitely. Because I remember when growing up music, like R&B, hip hop,
Yeah.
that was obsolete. It was
Right.
straight go-go
Yeah,
clubs.
go-go.
Everybody want
Yeah.
to go to the clubs.
Yeah.
And you gotta hit the picture booth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta
yeah.
hit the picture
That's
booth. You
the
don't
part
hit
of
the picture booth.
That's a part of the
You
culture.
ain't go. You
Yeah.
ain't go if you ain't hit the picture booth.
Yeah.
Come
Right.
to school, endless pictures.
Just
You
stacked
went.
up. Yeah.
You went.
Yeah.
That was nothing back then. You had your pictures lined up in the joint. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a culture, and I think that it needs to be appreciated. DC is a transient city. A lot of people come and they go. A lot of DC people go from this area to other areas, but I feel like it's something about this area that we haven't quite branded as DC, but people just always want to come back.
Definitely.
We just got to put a label on it. We got to put a name on it.
Identity.
Identity.
Definitely.
So, people see go-go as a shirt or a place. I'm more so trying to push it as an identity for us. And a lot of people, while they see the shirts here, might not understand or get it, or it might seem redundant. But when you wear that shirt outside of this area, it all clicks and makes sense.
Hey, yep.
Because if you got a Helly Hansen on in New York, like, are they gonna know you from DC?
No.
They not. If you got a Montclair joint on in Delaware, are they gonna know you from DC? I mean, you might not want to be known for being from this area. You might not want to be known for that, but I feel like we live in a day and age right now where if you from Maryland, say that shit, rep that shit. There's enough people from Maryland where we could make that something worth having. I feel like DC the same way, Virginia the same way. We just got to stand up and be proud of where we from. And it's nothing wrong with supporting outsiders, but in the end, it's better for everything to look
Unity.
unified in some way, even if it's not my brand. Working with somebody else that when you go out of town, rep your stuff, because when they come here, we know where they from.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They come in here with them Detroit hats, the New York hats, the A. They wear them, and they we got
Even when you go to see games and stuff, people repping they
Team.
team hard.
Yes,
They coming from out of town. You
Right.
saying they team anywhere you
Right.
go. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Baseball, football, basketball. They repping.
right, and some of them might not even mess with the sport, but it's like you need your appropriate uniform to let people know what it is and what you're doing, and I'm blessed to be able to provide that for people in this area.
Definitely. So where did it all start?
Which part? The
Let's start off with the MitchCraft. Let's get there.
So MitchCraft started in 2014 after 7 long years of trying to figure out how I was going to craft my first shirts.
Okay.
They had to be at least good enough for me to want to wear them. Was the goal. At that point, the first shirt that I dropped was I feel like the DC sports team shirt, as well as a Chuck Brown shirt that year that I did not sell, but I created and released like not a little before he died. But the DC sports team shirt was available for sale on my Instagram page. It it got to the point where it was featured on Fox 5's
Jeez.
pregame show. A moment in time, yes.
Let's talk about that. How did it get to that level, that big?
Somebody who performed on their set the week before had the shirt on.
Okay.
And then they inquired from that person. From there, it led to the next week.
And how did you feel, Hosen?
I felt great. I felt great. It was bittersweet though because when you have something that was that popular at the time, but it kind of being encased with the logos of other brands and companies, it was great. But at the same time, I couldn't really say, "Hey, buy it at this website." They were willing to do it, but it just they knew it was a great shirt, but we really can't push it. But if he's gonna push it, we'll help him. But I really couldn't capitalize like I wanted to. But at the same time, I don't think that it was meant for. Yeah, that shirt wasn't meant for me to capitalize. It was meant for me to provide something to rep DC sports teams. At that point, none of the teams on that shirt had won for probably like 15 years. We made the shirt. Within the next 4 years, I feel like three teams on that shirt won championships. So I feel like for the time we lived in, it worked. And right now we're in a different time.
Definitely. So back then you was just in the trunk with it. You was hand to hand, or because it wasn't Instagram, it wasn't.
I was Instagram, for the most part.
Do you feel like it's better to be hand to hand to connect with your, your audience?
So
Or do you think Instagram is better, or is it better to be more personable? I dapped you up, I gave this to you, because that's how we wanted to start off with quotes. We want everybody we know got quotes. We got it from G, we got it from us. We didn't get it from a website. We definitely dapped you up, we gave you a handshake, we talked to you, and that's what we wanted to build it off a community.
Right.
That everybody know each other. Everybody know that if you got it from this person, that you respected. You got it from a respectable person. Is it like that, or did you?
At that time, it was just me. I was still very hands-on with my kids at the time, so Instagram was the most convenient at the time. I didn't have a warehouse. I didn't have much workspace. So based on the way I was doing it, it made sense to do Instagram. But, you live and you learn.
Definitely. So how about the Love D.C. Go-Go? How did that get started?
So that started in 2018 on the heels of me returning back from Africa with Backyard Band.
Ooh. You went to Africa with Backyard?
Yeah.
Backyard went to Africa?
Yeah, Backyard took me to Africa with them.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
What year was this?
2018.
Sheesh.
Yep, we ended our Black History Month in Africa.
What part?
Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been to Kenya.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. I want to go there too. Yeah. So on the heels of coming back from there, trying to figure out, what I was going to do and how it was going to work out, had to keep making designs. And one of the designs I made was Love D.C. Go-Go in November. So it came out of me later that year. We released it in Southeast at one event at the Entertainment, Sports, and Learning Complex. We probably sold like 3 shirts.
So why you ain't give up?
I did. I did give up. It was bad, we couldn't pay for the whole load, but you do what you got to do. We packed it up, and from there, I went to work for Peloton. I was done with church and art at that point. I was done, and this is what happened.
You up that bad? That beat you up that bad?
It ain't beat me up that bad, but what happened was, after that event, I went to Art Basel.
In Miami?
Yeah, I went straight from that that L to Art Basel, right? We
Straight
got
from learning.
so we went straight in there, and I saw as we walking in, we because we went to the event that was on the beach, so they got a big tent on Miami Beach, and I'm walking through the sand, and as I'm walking out, these little white guys come out with these wrapped up, what I assume are paintings, and they keep walking out, and we trying to walk in. There's like 4 or 5 of them. Every couple seconds, one more comes out. I'm like, dang, I wonder what's that about. So we walked in, paid our way, and then we saw them artists was selling their stuff. And then the cheapest one that I saw was like 10,000. So that means 50,000 just walked that way or more when I walked in. That's what that was about.
Right.
But then I saw that the youngest artist was like 14, 13 years old. And he was selling Jones too. And every time they would sell one, the wall would like open up and it'd be like a storage room right there. It'd be more choice to just put another one right out. I came home like, man, fuck this shit. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. If he's making that for that, and I'm trying to sell these shirts, and I look at his art, and I can't even get my number, then this shit ain't for me.
Right.
And that's what I said. And I started delivering bikes for Peloton. Yeah.
So what made you get back in the field? What inspired you to say, okay, I think this is what the direction I want to go with it?
So, you walking in them people's houses, and them people was buying like $3,000 exercise bikes, and sometimes there'd be like a dirty house that's small, but that was rare. Every time outside of that, it might be somebody with a 5-car garage, 7-car garage, indoor pool,
Motivation.
indoor
Right.
basketball courts,
Dang.
like all types of houses with all types of amenities. And I had to do customer service for whoever was there to accept that bike, and I had to teach them how to work it. And it ain't take long. I was the best at that. And I proved it. They moved me around to another spot. They knew I was the best at it. So I mastered that. So after that, I was trying to figure out, okay, now it's time for me to take what I'm using here and apply it for my own company.
And that's how I am with my job. I feel like I learned a lot of customer service with that. Like, you got to have great customer service to run a successful business. You got to know how to deal with people.
So slowly I'm learning from them, learning how to kind of interact with people inside their homes, and then the box disappeared that we packed up. We only sold 5 shirts. Mm-hmm. The box disappeared. Somebody took the box. We figured out who took the box. Slowly but surely, the Don't Mute DC movement is starting to bubble. We figured out who took it. We came up with a settlement. I started every day after work. I would go to a protest, push the shirts. We worked for like 14 hours a day. Even after work, I still go work on shirts after work to the point whereas I'm staying up 2 o'clock in the morning knowing I got to be to work at 6 o'clock to do it again. People at the job, they seeing the shirts on the news.
Yeah. Dedication.
Yeah.
We riding around delivering bikes. We seeing people with the shirts on. People at the job saying, yeah, we know it's only going to be a matter of time for you don't work here no more. And but I'm still trying to stay at it. I'm trying to get both.
Right.
And it really wasn't it wasn't doing it like that, but it was just enough to get attention.
Right.
And then a day came where it wasn't my choice. I had to leave the job. And they didn't tell me that though. They gave me a couple days to talk about it. So I didn't want my fate to be in somebody's hands. So I told myself, you know what? If this is meant for me, then I should be able to outball them before they call me back.
Right.
I should be able to, if this shit meant I should be able to outball them before they call me back. And that's what I did. I had like 2 weekends, and I fucked it up. And when they called me back and said, nah, we gonna go in another direction. I'm like, all right, cool. I was gonna be good either way.
Right.
But that was probably one of those instances. What I learned is you gotta listen to yourself sometimes. Don't wait till somebody, you know what I'm saying,
to dish you off.
yeah, dish you off. Just if you get a sign and you feel like, hey, this is my moment and this might not ever come again, sometimes you gotta walk on your own.
Definitely.
And don't wait for somebody. Don't stay too long. You stay in the wrong spot too long, you know, you might not get to your destiny fast enough.
Definitely. So when you coming back from Africa with the shirts, the Love D.C. Go-Go, the name, was it something you just like, you and G was talking about? Or was it just something you was like, I'm going to go with that? Because was that something, was G going to be like a partner? Or
Not at that point. Not at that point. You know, in 2018, I'm making probably like 7 or 8 designs a week. Just trying to just find what is going to be my next hit.
What's going to be the hit?
What's going to be my hit. And I'm just so... I did that one and I kept going. I still was making more joints after I made it. I didn't know. But when somebody took that box off the storage rack, that was an indication that that shirt was valuable.
Because why would he
The next time I seen it, that shirt was on TV with a council member.
Oh, yeah.
So,
which one was that? What design was that? The one with the plates?
Nah, Love D.C. Go-Go.
Just this one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
So somebody took that one? The original?
The original jump.
Oh,
the original.
That's the first one I seen.
Yeah, somebody took it.
Dang, man.
Yeah.
That was a blessing.
It was a blessing. It was a blessing. It was a blessing. And then once we settled it, I had made more money off of a design that I never sold at that point. So it was now the money is nothing. But at that point, that had been the most money I made off a design.
But did you understand business? Did you copyright it? That's what saved you to come to the settlement?
At that, we worked that part out. But that...
You didn't know the business part.
At that point, I mean, nobody knew nothing. It's
right.
just like I said, I'm doing 7 to 8 logos a week. Right. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna put administrative paperwork on every design at that point when I'm doing that much a month.
That much
but it's like once you realize.